Hello, it's K-Mite with Orange Hands again. What great thing have I with me today? A Gamo Shadow DX. I think the DX is somehow important, but I need to check that again. I'll start by reading out the good piece, as is my usual way of doing things. But here is a 1 kilometer long serial number, a F sign, caliber 4.5, blah blah blah, and on top, here is Gamo. Shadow DX, and a lot of oil. I might have overdone it again. And then we have Steen, patented, made in Spain. So it's not a Chinese thing, but the Spaniards put this together. I think that reflects in the price as well. Yes, I would say let's just work through the paperwork first. And so on. The things you want to know anyway. So, Gamo Shadow serial number. That was one of my better days. I actually got this thing for €42 gold coins. It was definitely in the middle of the night. The new price is highly variable. I just checked again, it says $190 new for me. But it varies a lot. You can also pay $250 for it. Very different. You always have to check availability when comparing prices. The ones with the best prices are usually marked as permanently unavailable. Yes, energy. That was an average value of 6.0 joules. I'll take another look at the values shortly. And it also says as a note, including an oval scope. No, the scope was not oval. It was a cheap one. A $20 scope that came with it. And when you looked through it, it was not round. It was actually like this, so no, oval doesn't quite fit. But it was practically with rounded sides and then flat on the top and bottom, as if someone had made a widescreen film out of it afterwards. Found it unusual. I had never seen anything like it before. It's funny, I'll take note of that. And after me, the flood. So, then we have a target for the Gamo Shadow DX, as I always say. When I shoot something like this, it's not bad for a recreational shotgun. Especially for the price-performance ratio, I don't think it's bad at all. I'll put this here. These are also 10 shots again. Always have to check a bit when the targets are from... hopefully my calculator. No, that's not it at all. So where is it? 2001, there it is under the paper. Wonder I can't find anything here. It was those little heating guys again messing everything up. I said, use today. So we need to go to this one, and then it says select profile here. Select profile again, so I can hit with gloves on Gamo, EF. Coyote Delta Max CIGT Shadow TX values. What values represent here? 11.2 joules. That was probably a mismeasurement. 7.1, 5.5, 5.6, 5.6, 5.6, 5.7, 5.6, 5.6, 5.5, 555, 656, 5.5, 5.4, 5.5, 5.5, times 55, 55, 25, 56.5, 5.4, 5.5, 5.5. So about the turn shooter. Why did I write 6 there? Probably built some kind of golden mean. So I would say here, 0.6 joules, 5.7 joules. You can usually manage that. Back. But that's normal with the Spaniards. So let's take a look at the whole thing first. So first, the thing looks like it just came out of the box. The thing probably met the same fate as so many air rifles. They are unpacked, shot a little, and then forgotten somewhere in the closet. That has certainly done this thing good, because as I said, it is actually new. Yes, let's move on. Now the stock always comes next for me. Because the stock is solid plastic, finest polyurethane or whatever it may be. But that's already a handful. It's not just a little bit. We have a hinted cheek piece here. We have inserts made of, well, fish skin scraps, I would say. Are they inserted or are they really secure? Know that when there are inserts, you can easily lift them up from some corner. That doesn't seem to be the case here. Either they are always well processed, well made in Spain, or they are simply cast in, but I think it all feels more like rubber. So there will definitely be inserts. The back, we also have inserts again, which I have seen somewhere before. You can push rubber blocks in and out. and the manufacturer mentions something about variably adjustable recoil behavior. Okay, you can call it that. I would say these are movable blocks, designed ergonomically because the competition does something similar. The stock cap is non-slip. It's rubber. The end of the stock is straight, so hypothetically you can extend it by inserting any 3D printed or sawed discs as you like. Overall, I find the stop is good. It feels good. I think Kimmel and GR are also fine, right? We'll get to that. Now it's about the stop itself. The length is almost perfect. So for me, it's almost perfect. Normally, you place the stock here in the elbow and see how far the index finger reaches. And if it fits quite well here, that's already good. Would say if it were 1 centimeter longer, it would be even better. But it's already quite all right. For me, I'm not exactly the smallest person on this planet. The handle is, so to speak, integrated. We have several holes here. It's usually a good sign. I see here, let's see, I see one screw. And I see another screw. And that, of course, if one takes the extra effort to leave holes here, suggests that the whole thing is somehow adjustable. However, I think the rear screw 2001 will be the screw that holds the entire system firmly in the stock area. Firm, yes. Holds firmly. And I think the front screw will be the crucial one that can be used with just the trigger weight or something like that. Up here I see, oh, I'm just thinking what kind of strange stuff is written next to the little hole. It says FS. This refers to the safety. This is secured. This is not secured. Go, secured. This is not secured. I always find safeties that are located right next to the trigger a bit strange because when I press, I am securing the weapon. If I want to disengage it, I practically have to slide along the trigger with a finger press. For me, it always seems like in pure theory, there's the possibility of accidentally pulling the trigger at the same time. 2001. So I don't know, I have a very nuanced perspective on the topic of safety. However, I believe that it is a purely mechanical safety. We will test that. And we have an 11mm prism rail on top. And for some mysterious reason, we also have a second 11mm prism rail on top. Probably as a sight elevation, because when I go over the rear sight and front sight now, I have to say, my cheek is already quite on it. However, the rear sight is also screwed in all the way. I probably had some kind of scope mounted here. I'll turn everything a bit higher here. There. Yes, much better. All good. So there is a scope riser on here, so that the tube sits a bit higher from the start. I believe it is also standard, so I just have a few catalogs. Few catalog images. Not so easy. Another Pakata Look pictures. Pakata Look. That has what I have rehearsed Pakatalog pictures. Pakatalog pictures. Well, available. So seems to be a series. Gamo Cello DX, I need to check again. It could be that there is an IGT here, meaning an internal gas system or something similar. But I can't say for sure. Normally you immortalize it with the name, especially good ones. But we will probably hear it right away when I cock it. When we hear the usual spring finder creaking, then the rear sight definitely shines. Like the devil, you can see it. I can see it again. Yes, you can see it shines wildly. The TrueGlow sight, or TrueGlow SOS EOS. By the way, TrueGlow is a Texas company. That's where this name TrueGlow or something similar comes from. I always thought TrueGlow used certain materials, but it's just fiberglass. So, is this metal or is it plastic? If it's plastic, then it's really sensationally well made. The metal. This is the first somewhat modern manufactured sight made of metal that I have seen in a long time. Speaking of metal, I need to find out something, because I had a very strange feeling as there is a seam on top. The barrel is made of steel, but I have the feeling that this bending part is made of plastic and then has a steel sight on top. Wait, I had a neodymium magnet somewhere up here. Yes, the magnet sticks. That is steel. The sight is made of steel. It doesn't stick at all. The box here is made of plastic. The barrel, on the other hand, is clearly steel. Where do I put it? Should I stop using the microphone? Here, GR, there is still one GR. Then take a look. See you over Kimmen? GR. Yes. So that is one sight. It is a rectangular sight, rather a round sight. It's actually more of a shotgun sight than a rifle sight. But it doesn't matter. Yes, the whole attachment at the front I have. It is relatively clear. Gamo is printed thickly on it. It is plastic that is shrunk onto the barrel, and the metal country corn tunnel is clipped on like a clamp. But that is also Gamo typical. They do that quite often, so that was good then. The snap here at the front. I know that when I have cut all this off later, you won't see it. But you have to believe me. I'll do it like this. This is butter soft. This works super easy. I have had shotguns here. There, you really have to hit it with your hand. This works super smoothly. The seal is. But it's hard to say that everything is very flat here. Wait a moment. I have the camera again. It sounds very much like a spring. Breathes heavily. And I am relatively sure that the original spring for 24 joules is in here again, and that the outlet, the passage, is too small. I have also heard that with older Gamos, they simply drilled a hole in the piston to achieve that. And it tenses up hard, so you can feel the 24 joules when cocking. Of course, only 5.6 or 5.9 come out. But that's normal, right? I say the shotgun is new. Well, the safety did not automatically engage. How should I put it? Now I'll hold it here in front of the camera again. Yes, flat up front. It doesn't look like any earpiece is missing. The earpieces are usually on the back with them. Yes, there it is. That actually looks good. And the transfer port? Oh, but that's... No, I can look deep into the transfer port and everything looks to scale. So it could actually be that the transfer port is still normal, so it's standard, and there's a hole in the piston for that. Because recoil and bounce are of course fantastic, even if not much music comes out of it. Then let's put a thing in here. 2001, the lead chunk accelerator can do its job. So putting it in feels solid. Pleasant, so not as loose as just dropping it in and it falls back out, or you have to pound it in. It feels solid. As always, I aim more or less along the course. The trigger pull is long. I would say about 3 mm from the gut. It scratches a bit. Not far, but it scratches. Oh. Boy. For not producing 24 schools. A lot is happening in there. So this is for people here who, how should I put it, want to have the experience while shooting. They want to feel like they are shooting 24 joules. But they don't get it. I think this is the hardest one I've had here so far. My goodness. This is for the action-oriented people. So that was it. Trigger scratched a bit. However, after that, there is a very nice pressure point. That was completely okay. Everything in the price range, measuring everything in that price range, I basically bought the thing as a gift. Therefore, it was of course a complete hit. It will still be sold again at Airgun. Get rid of it to make room for new ones. Yes. There is something incredibly important to tell. So it is definitely not small. I know that right here the edge is 1.21. And here I would say we are at 1.10 m, I would estimate. So the thing is, as I said, a handful. It's not like taking an old Diana 25 or something like that into action. This is already 1,000. You can definitely feel that you have something in your hand. I've had rifles here that are about the same size, but they feel like a broomstick because everything is so thin, and here there is real material on it. So they haven't yet used the red pencil and said, we are cutting out every bit of plastic here, but a little more is still happening. Yes. It shoots. Totally fine. Great for a recreational fine. Personally, I would have a problem with that, since I now want to shoot super precisely, and so on. Ideally, without back pressure, with this killer recoil. But I can remember when I was younger, I would have been thrilled by it if it made a real bang when shooting. It does. It rumbles. Famously with Rumsfeld. Yes. Here, the sight elevation, someone thought it through. That makes sense because most affordable scopes tend to have flatter and lower mounts. Seeing more doesn't hurt. What was that? We did that too. We did that too. That would actually be done, right? Already finished again. Shot a cheap video. Yes, then, I would say something else comes to mind. There was still something I definitely wanted to mention in every video. Aside from this, of course, I definitely wanted to mention something, but it has slipped my mind again. That's the burden of age. The rain gets soft, and so does the cookie. The ears keep getting longer, and the hair inside too. Every morning you have to shave the hair out of your nose? Oh yes. It's quite a burden with age. I haven't talked about the weather yet. It's mid-June, and it's been constantly dry. I think for 2 weeks now when it's been 3 weeks. It's actually just been gray, overcast, and raining. Where is climate change when you need it? I want to ride a motorbike and not sit here in the K. Well, that's enough for now. Then I think I'll wish you all the same things that you wish for me. That says weather. The K with a green-orange cell phone. The Syn camera every time the weather anew. All alone and morning courage. You sand, you how. Your kin Skirby. Stop recording drinking that Mophie.glad. On.